Good morning. Today is Wednesday, March 12th, 2025. The time now is 8:28. Praise God I woke up. Praise God I got some sleep. I actually had to be woken up this morning, so I'm kind of making this video on the fly. This morning I'm listening to Unashamed by Matthew West. I love Matthew West. Let me share some lyrics with you. Three brothers in a fire, willing to die for their faith. But you were with them in the fire, and they walked away the next day. And Daniel met a lion because he chose to pray. But she shut the mouth of that lion, and he walked out the next day. So what's going to be said of me when it's all said and done? Will I stand for my beliefs, or will I turn around and run? Well, let the whole world hear me say, I'm unashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ and the truth that changed my life. For the name above all names, I'm unashamed. And I will live my faith out loud, take a stand and stand my ground. For the one who took my shame, I'm unashamed. I'm very blessed to be here. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe he died on the cross for my sins. He died for me. He died for you. Change is hard. Let me tell you something. Repentance is really hard. I want to share with you, I found this on my phone last night. It was on my King James Bible app, and I want to share it with you this morning. Okay. Our influences, good and bad, have far-reaching effects. For this reason, we must be discerning in the words we choose to share, knowing that we sow harm or deceit, goodness or truth, it will spread beyond our reach. Likewise, we must also be prepared to identify unsound teaching when we hear it, and so to avoid propagating it. Lord, please fill me with your wisdom so that I may be able to tell the truth from lies in all that I hear. Help me to cling on to and pass only what is true and good, so that only that which of you may proceed from me. Use me to spread your love so that your grace may be abound in the lives I touch. You know, one of the things I pray, Lord, help me watch my words. Because I used to just, whatever I thought it, I said it. And sometimes that's not a good thing. So I'm going to try to finish up John today. I'm into John 20. Okay, this is something, it's the purpose of the book of John. The disciples saw Jesus do many miraculous signs in addition to the ones recorded in this book. But these are written so that you may continue to believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God. And believing in him, you will have the life by power of his name. Okay, next I'm going into John 21. Here we go. Jesus appears to the 7 disciples. Later, Jesus appeared to the disciples beside the Sea of Galilee. This is how it happened. Several of the disciples were there: Simon Peter, Thomas, Nathanael, sons of Zebedee, and 2 other disciples. Simon Peter said, I'm going fishing. We'll come too, they all said. So they went out in the boat, but they caught nothing all night. At dawn, Jesus was standing on the beach, but the disciples couldn't see who he was. He called out, Fellows! No, they replied. Then he said, Throw out your net on the right-hand side of the boat, and you will get some. So they did, and they couldn't haul in the net because they were so full of fish. Then the disciples Jesus loved said to Peter, It's the Lord. When Simon Peter heard it was the Lord, he put on his tunic, for he had stripped for work, jumped into the water, and headed to the shore. The others stayed in the boat and pulled the loaded net to the shore, for they were only 100 yards. When they got there, they found breakfast waiting for them, fish cooking over a charcoal, and some bread. Bring some of the fish you've just caught, Jesus said. So Simon Peter went aboard and dragged the net to shore. There were 153 large fish, yet the net had not broke. Now come and have some breakfast, Jesus said. None of the disciples dared to ask him, Who are you? For they knew it was the Lord. Then Jesus served them breakfast and fish, bread and fish. This was the 3rd time Jesus has appeared to his disciples since he had been raised from the dead. After breakfast, Jesus asked Peter, Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these? Yes, Lord, Peter replied. You know I love you. Then feed my lambs, Jesus told him. Jesus repeated the question, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" "Yes, Lord," Peter said. "You know I love you. Then take care of my sheep." A third time he asked him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was hurt that Jesus asked this question a third time. "Lord, you know everything. You know I love you." Jesus said, "Then feed my sheep. I tell you the truth, when you were young, you were able to do as you liked. You dressed by yourself and wherever you wanted to go. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and others will dress you and take you where you want to go." Jesus said this to let them know what kind of death he would glorify God. Then Jesus told him, "Follow me." Peter turned around and saw behind them the disciple Jesus loved, the one who had leaned over to Jesus during supper and asked, "Lord, who will betray you?" Peter asked Jesus, "What about him?" Jesus replied, "I want him to remain alive until I return. What is that to you? As for you, follow me." Follow Jesus with all your heart, mind, body, and soul. I believe, and I want to live my faith out loud. I make these videos every day. I want to make that one video to touch that one person's heart. Have a good day.